back, everyone. You may have just purchased your iPhone 13, and I want to go ahead and talk about 5 different things that you may not know about really any of the iPhone 13 models, the 13 Pro, 13 mini, 13 Pro Max, or the standard 13, which I may have said twice. Now, the very first thing I want to hit on is pretty much more video formats and photo formats that you may not even know that you can actually film or take photos in. Now, these things may take up a little bit more storage than you want, so keep that in mind. But with the iPhone 13s, you have a lot of more capability than you may think. So what we want to do is we want to make our way over to our settings application like this. We want to scroll down until we find the camera toggle, which is right here. And when we do that, we want to go ahead and click up at the formats toggle. And I actually take that back. That's really only for the Pro models. So we have ProRes and ProRAW little formats we can film in. So we want to go up and we want to click on formats, which is right there. And what we can do is we can enable Apple ProRAW and Apple ProRes. So this will enable the option to enable it in the settings. So if we go ahead and enable both of these things, you can see ProRAW, ProRes is enabled. What these do, when you can read from here, they are essentially way higher, quality photos and videos, which I think is pretty cool. So if we make our way back into our camera app, which is right here, you'll see that we now get this little RAW option right here. If we go into video, you may see we have this ProRes option. So that's a really cool thing and that we have the ability of doing. I would recommend looking into it because it does take up a lot more storage than you may think, but it's still a really cool little thing that we have, and I'm actually a huge fan of it. Now, another thing within our iPhone 13s, and really any iPhone 13 can do this, in fact, any, I think, iOS 14 or 15 device can do this, is actually sound recognition. So what this is basically if there's ever anybody walking around or if there's dogs barking or whatever, you can essentially be notified of those little sounds that are happening. So in this case, what we can do is we can make our way over to our settings application like this. We want to go down into accessibility from our main tab. So I'm going to go and click on accessibility right here. We then want to go ahead and scroll down until we see sounds. So right here is sound recognition. We want to go ahead and click on sound recognition, and we want to go ahead and turn this on. Now what's going to happen is it's pretty much going to download whatever we need. And at this point, we can go and click on sounds, and we can go ahead and enable whichever specific toggle we want and be notified of that specific sound. So if we want to get a thing of like coughing or whatever, we can go and get this enabled like this. And if we go down to the toggle, you'll see sound recognition is on. So now, for the most part, if anybody's ever coughing or you have any of these other toggles turned on, well, you will pretty much go ahead and be notified of those things, which is actually really cool. It is kind of freaky, but at least it's kind of cool in some ways. So that's another cool little trick within your iPhone 13 you may not know. Another awesome thing within iOS 15 that any iPhone 13 can pretty much enable is drag and drop. So what this is pretty much with the whole entire system wide, if you ever wanted to drag and drop something from one page to the other, well, you have the option of doing so. So you can actually grab your little like page like this or whatever. Let's say we wanted to grab whatever this is, this image right here. You can see I just kind of, held it down and I started kind of dragging it around like this. All I have to do is use my other finger and maneuver around through the rest of the page, and I can go ahead and drop it off even to like the same Safari tab if I want to. So if I go down here, I can drag and drop it right there, and it'll go ahead and reverse search that image. So you can do this system-wide, which is really cool. This is a massive feature within iOS 15. I hope you guys probably know this by now, but it's really awesome and I'm really happy to see it. So that's another awesome thing. Another cool little feature for your iPhone 13s is actually the new background sounds feature. So if you're somebody who actually likes hearing a lot of those background sounds that go on, well, pretty much you can do this on your iPhone without even having to go on YouTube and listen to those songs or sounds or whatever. So what you want to do is you want to make your way back into settings. You're going to scroll back down into accessibility, which is right here. You then want to scroll down to audio and visual, which is right here, and then you'll see a couple of different things, but the second option, you'll see background sounds. All you want to do is click on background sounds like this, and you want to just pretty much enable background sounds, and you will hear kind of in the background that there's some rain going on, and you can change the sound from rain to dark noise to bright noise to balanced noise to so many other noise types, and that's a really cool feature as well. I was really happy to see this implemented, and I'm actually really happy to see this too. So you can tinker around with this however you want to. You can also stop the sounds when your phone is locked, but that's another really awesome feature that you have. Finally, this isn't really a trick, but it's just kind of a cool thing to know. Your iPhone 13, 13 Pro, and all these 13s for the most part do support a little wireless charging. Now, it's not necessarily what you think. It's not like I can put my other iPhone on top of this one and it can charge this device, but it's more so like, hey, this is an iPhone 13 Pro. Essentially what it is pretty much with those MagSafe cases that Apple, has released, they do support wirelessly charging your MagSafe case from your iPhone. So you can go ahead and plug your iPhone here, and the case will charge as your iPhone charges. So there is a wireless charging aspect that your 13 Pro can support. So for all the 13 series, so if you have an iPhone 13, there may be a little trick in the future or update in the future that Apple will enable you to actually charge your devices via the back little thing, because we can already do it with our MagSafe cases. So we'll see how it goes, but that's a really cool feature in and of itself. But that's really pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that helps me so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.